Happy Tuesday. We are doing our last day of notes. Woohoo! Before Christmas. I am so excited. All right, so last day of notes. We are still doing elimination. We just got to do a little bit more multiplication today than what we did yesterday. So let's take a look at an equation that's not too bad to solve. All right, here we go. So we have to ask ourselves, do 2 and 3 don't eliminate, they don't go into each other, neither do 3 and 4. So we just have to ask ourselves a question. What's a number that 2 and 3 both go into? And the answer is 6. What's a number that 3 and 4 both go into for the y's? And the answer is 12. So what we have to do is we either have to make these a positive 6 and a negative 6, or we have to make these a positive 12 and a negative 12. Now, I like this one because the signs are already opposites. This is a positive and that's a negative. So we're going to make both of these 12. What would I multiply the top equation by to get 12? I already have a 3, so I'm going to need a 4. And then here, I'm going to need a 3. So if you kind of see, whatever these numbers are, they're going to be flip-flopped on the outside. So you are going to multiply that top equation, every single thing, by 4. So we get 8x plus 12y equals 56. 14 times 4 is 56. Then on the bottom, multiply everything by 3, and we get 9x minus 12y equals 12. So at this point, we simply just add what we know. The positive 12 and the negative 12 eliminate. That was the goal. So we're going to add 8 and 9, which is 17x. And 56 plus 12 gives me a 68. And then I'm going to divide by 17. And I get y equals, and then for those of you that don't know, it's 4. 17 times 4 is 68. And so we have our y value. So now we have to go back and find the x. So we go back to one of the originals, or you could use one of your equations that you get when you multiply. I honestly don't care. I'm going to pick the one with the smallest numbers, which is this original bottom. 3x minus 4y equals 4. But I now know that my y value is 4. So I'm going to plug that in. So I get 3x minus 16. Did I copy something down wrong? Just double check them will work. Okay. All right, so then we add our 16. And I get 3x equals 20. Now, on this one, I get a fraction, and I don't like that. Very rarely will you do that, and I'm just double checking, making sure I didn't totally screw something up. Oh, I did, and I probably made the most common mistake that happens, and this is actually fantastic. So I hope you didn't write all that down. All right, so I made a gigantic mistake. And if you guys look at this, all of my numbers are right, but look at what variable is here. That's an x. What variable is here? That's a y. So guess what? My x value is 4, not my y. So guess what? I plugged it in on the wrong number. You wouldn't believe how many people, and normally it's because of sloppy work. I don't even think I make bad letters, but whenever you are solving these, you got to make sure you keep track of your letters, and that's honestly the biggest mistake. I hardly ever see issues with like actually calculating these. It's just simple things like that. So if I subtract my 12, I'm going to get negative 4y equals negative 8. So when I divide by negative 4, I'm going to get a positive 2. So my solution is 4, 2. You know, say, I'm not going to give you any problems where you're going to get fractions as answers. So if you get a fraction, that's a red flag. Go back and check something. So if you are looking at this, I didn't really, it was clearly an x. I don't know why. I wrote the wrong variable. But those are just some tiny mistakes that you just have to keep a lookout for. So we're going to do some more. Obviously, I'm going to be better about my variables this time, but let's try one. (2x minus 3y equals 21). 5x minus 2y equals 25. Okay, on this one, I know 5 and 2 both go into 10, 3 and 2 both go into 6. So I just have to make a decision. Again, a personal preference. I either need to make these positive 10 and negative 10, or I need to make these positive 6 and negative 6. I'm actually going to go with the 10s. I think multiplying by 2 and 5 is easier. So on this one, I'm going to make this a positive 10, so I'm going to multiply by 5. 5 times 2 is positive 10. Now on the bottom, I'm going to make it negative 10, so I'm going to multiply by negative 2. All right, so here we go. Top equation, multiply everything by 5. 10x minus 15y equals 105. On the bottom, multiply everything by negative 2. Negative 10x, 2 negatives become a positive 4y equals 50. Negative 50. So, positive 10 and negative 10 eliminate. That's the goal. Negative 15y plus 4y is a negative 11y. 105 minus 50 is 55. So I divide by negative 11, and I get y is negative 5. Hey, did I keep my variables the same this time? Y is all the way through. Okay, that's good. All right, so then I'm going to pick one of these originals. These numbers get a little bigger. I don't want to work with those. So I'm going to go down, and I'll just pick the bottom equation. 5x minus 2y equals 25. I now know my y is negative 5. So when I plug it in, don't forget to put parentheses around it. But when you multiply that, it's going to become a positive 10. And then subtract it to solve it. Subtract 10 from both sides. And we get 5x equals 15. So for our last step, we divide, and we get y is 3. So which number goes first when we write our ordered pair? The x always goes first, and then the y, and there's our point of intersection. Just like we've been doing, you can check your work on Desmos. You can plug them in and check them algebraically. You can be super risky and not check them at all. But there you have it. We're just multiplying twice. All right, so this next one, I want you guys to try this one by yourself. Hit pause after you write it down, then work it out, and then you can watch me work it out when you are finished. So hit pause. All right, so I'm dividing this up because I want to show you can do this both ways. So I'm actually going to show you first how to multiply to make this positive 15 and negative 15. So if you multiply by the opposites on the x's, have you noticed that the opposites go to the, so that we got 15x plus 6y equals negative 9. Negative 15x minus 15y equals negative 45. And we get negative 9y equals negative 54, and we divide and get a positive 6. So then you just pick an equation to plug it back into, and I'm going to go up to the top, 5x plus 2, but now I know my y is negative 6. So I get 5x minus 12 equals negative 3. That's not right. It's a positive 6, so it's a plus 12. And we get negative 15, and I get x is negative 3. All right, so if you multiply to eliminate the x's, this is what your work's going to look like. Now, if I want to get the y's to eliminate, I would multiply these opposites in order to get those. Right now they're both positive, so I'm going to make this one negative. Doesn't matter if you made the bottom one negative or the top. So negative 15x minus 6y equals positive 9. 6x plus 6y equals 18. And you get negative 9x equals 27. We still get the same x value. And then to plug it in, I'm going to plug it into the top. Add my 15 over. And I get 6. Again, totally your choice, whatever you think is easier for you. You obviously only have to solve it one way, but those are just some different methods that you can use. Multiplying both, just remember the key is making sure that they are opposite signs. One, before you can eliminate, you have to have a positive and a negative for it to cancel out. Same thing here, positive and negative. All right, and then I'm actually going to go ahead and let you guys start working on your assignment. Don't forget, no solutions and infinitely many are still an option here. If you need to see those examples, feel free to go back and look at the other examples that I've done in the past. So that's something that you can look at. If you have questions, don't hesitate to let me know. And I hope you guys have a great day and hear from you soon.